Good morning. It is good to have you with me. Glad you're listening. Take the time to share when we're done. I really appreciate it. I have a question for you. Where did the time go? Not just time like yesterday. Where did the time go that all our digital stuff, all our new equipment was supposed to make our life easier and give us time? There was actually articles written with all the new technology that we were only going to work 20 hours a day, and the real struggle was going to be leisure time because all our technology was going to make our life so much easier. And it did. If you think about it, you used to have to go down to the creek or down to the pond and get a bucket of water and just to bring it to the house to wash the dishes. Now you put them in a machine and push the button and it washes the dishes. You used to have to go down to that same creek with a basket full of clothes, and you had to walk through the woods or whatever to get to the river. Took your soap with you, and you spent hours beating those things on a rock and with a stick and all these things to wash your clothes. Now you throw them in a machine and it does it while you can do other things. You used to have to go outside, cut down a tree with your bare hands and an axe, drag that tree to the house, cut it up into small pieces, cut it up into even smaller pieces, take it inside just to get heat for your house. Now you simply push a button up and central heat brings heat to your house, saving time. You used to have to walk everywhere or ride a horse. And now you get in a vehicle that's much faster than a horse, or a plane that's much faster than a cart and horse. So, where did all our free time go? Well, unfortunately, it didn't go to prayer and study and silence and solitude and pursuit of God. I mean, that's a given. You can look at our society and realize we didn't take that extra time and spend it in pursuit of the things of the kingdom. That time has gone to, Netflix and Candy Crush and social media and all these other entities, all these other things that vie for our time. And as I'm getting older, more mature, I like to call it more mature. I don't know if that means I'm actually more mature or just actually older. But I hear my granddad and grandma in my ears and in my heart, and realizing the things they were trying to impart into me and how they had a slower pace of life than we have now. I heard a statement the other day that really took me back that 100 years ago, the average human being slept 11 hours a day because they got up at the sunrise and they went to bed when the sun set. And they had a natural rhythm of things. And then there was this statement that when we let nature, when we let God dictate our pace, it was much slower. We got up when we should get up. We went to bed when we needed to go to bed. Then came the invention of lights and time. Even the sundial changed our pace of life. And certainly our watches have changed our pace of life. Now, instead of saying, I'll see you tomorrow, we say, I'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. And now we're on a schedule, meaning we have to get up at a particular time. We have to get everything ready at a particular time. And unfortunately, I'm speaking into, my third and fourth generation now. We have no margin in our days anymore. It used to be we had to stop and let the animals rest if we were taking a long trip. Just to go to town to get groceries was an all-day event. And yet we understood that. And if it took longer, it was because it, rained on the way or whatever. We had margin. We knew certain things would come up, and we just put that in our mind. It just came up. Now I'm speaking to a generation that goes from 8 to 9 they have this thing, from 9 to 10 they have this thing, and from 10 to 12 they have this thing, and from 12 to 1, and they have no margin. And as sure as I'm sitting here, things come up. The kids get sick, the car breaks down, you had to get gas, you didn't remember, it took you longer than you thought. And people end up behind in their schedule by the second hour. And now, even though they're getting things done, they feel the rush and the pressure of being behind schedule and trying to catch up, which seldom happens. So let me ask you again, where did your time go? You have all the life-saving, time-saving devices. They had the same 24 hours in a day that we did, but they didn't have the devices that saved us the time of washing clothes and driving to work that we used to have to walk and all those things. Where does that time go for you? Now, I'm not talking now just about generic human beings. We know Netflix and TV and social media. I think I read a statistic the other day or heard someone somewhere say the average individual puts in 7 hours of social media a day. So therefore 7 hours goes. But where does it go for you? Do you know where your time goes? I help people many times with financial situations, and I'm not a financial guru. But one thing I have done, when they come in and they say, I just don't know where, my money is going, I will give them an empty spiral notebook. And I will say to them, here's what I want you and your wife to do. I want you to write down every time you spend money. I want you to write it down and what that amount is. If you buy a candy bar for 65 cents, I want to know about it. If you buy a burger and fries for $6, I want to know about it. If you go out to eat and take your family, and it's 106, I want to know about it. And I just need you to do that for 1 month. And then we'll come back and look at your money and we'll make some adjustments. Very, very seldom do those people ever come back for me to help them with a budget. Because what happens is they finally get to see with their eyes where their money is going. They didn't realize they were spending $300 a month on going out to eat. It was $5 here, $20 there, $100 here. They didn't realize, one of the people I was helping, it was back when you could go rent videos, they were spending $125 a month on the weekends buying 5 and 6 videos for the family to watch and spend time together. Good idea, but they didn't have a knowledge of how much money they were spending a month on those videos. You and I might be benefited by taking an inventory of our time budget and asking ourselves and writing it down. I figure it will take you between 10 and 15 minutes to actually do the writing. You can spare that to just write down, where does your time go? And not just, I spent an hour eating breakfast, taking a shower, brushing my teeth, getting ready, driving to work was another 30 minutes. So I spent an hour and a half getting to work. And then I worked from 8 until 5. What did you do at work? You'd be surprised how much time is wasted at work when you should be working, but you get caught up in watching dogs surf. You started out trying to find a sub pump for your boss on, your Granger Outlook and, trying to find something, and you end up watching dogs surf because the social media has a way of sucking up time and getting you invited into other things that weren't actually involved with work. So I would encourage you, if you're brave and you really want to know where your time is going, stop saying I'm busy and find out what you're busy doing. I have begun to push back on people who just tell me I'm just so busy. I can't go to lunch with you. I'm so busy I can't come to your house for dinner. I'm so busy I can't, spend time listening to you help me get my marriage right or whatever. What are we so busy doing? Is it Netflix? Is it Candy Crush and other games? Are you so into the game mode that you play games till 10 and 11 every night? Well, you can't complain about being tired if you don't go to bed at a regular time because you're out playing games. You would be much more rested to put those things down by 8:30 and go to bed. So we just need to know, where did the time go? I have at a place now where I'm realizing I want to know the Lord better. So instead of spending more time watching shows, I spend less time watching shows. Now, I like, you know, I like sci-fis as long as they're, filtered. I love hunting and fishing. But I'm spending less and less time watching those kind of things and spending more and more time in solitude and silence, which has really been a benefit to me. Taking a few moments every day, 3 to 5 times a day for 5 to 10 minutes as my time allows, to just stop. Just stop. Close the door, turn off my phone, and just breathe in and breathe out. And just contemplate the fact that the Lord runs this universe without me. He doesn't actually need me. And man, that has revolutionized my life. Just the idea of really realizing, listening to my own heartbeat, and realize even though I'm not playing basketball, I'm being all exercised, my heart is fast because inwardly I'm still running. I'm still going fast and learning to slow my breathing down and slow my inner pace down to enjoy the moment. And I've got much, much better at being fully engaged in conversations with young people because I'm having to train them to put their phone up when they come to see me, to put their phone in their office or leave it in the truck when we go to eat, so that we can have a face-to-face encounter, and teaching them how to be fully engaged. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and we're paying attention to what's going on in our heart in the moment. It's been a beautiful thing to watch people set their phones down for a little bit so that they might realize how addicted to that phone they really are. Lately I have been leaving my phone and not even realizing I left it because I don't need it like other people do. I'll leave my phone and then realize, oh, I was going to do something and oh, I left it at the house, and that's 5 hours later. I don't live by my phone. And so I'm encouraging you to ask yourself, where does the time go for you? And if you don't know, or let me say this, if you have to fudge the numbers or lie about a thing, then you already know what the problem is. I don't need to tell you. If you're having to lie to yourself and to others about where that time is going, then that time is wasted away and you know it. You just don't want to give it up. I can't help you if you're unwilling to be honest with yourself about your time. I love y'all so much. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I hope, my prayer is, that time would not be wasted time. That the time you spend with me is learning something that will help you live a better life. I'm so grateful for those who have taken the time to fill out and give to me on a regular basis. I have the donation box that you can give to. And for those that have done a one-time thing, I'm really appreciative. Thank you so much. I'm not a 501c3, so if you're giving, it's just like paying for a meal or something. My heart is that it's a good meal, that you would chew on it for a while and get all that you can out of it, and that it's a blessing to you. If you think this would be a benefit to someone you're connected to, would you press share now? Would you share this with somebody else? Give me a thumbs up and a like. I sure do appreciate it. Going to say hi to a few folks in closing. Try to do that every time. On my new machine, it's a little bit harder than it was on the old one. I've got a Mac now instead of a PC, and it's a little more difficult to to see. Let me see here. Good morning, Gary. Appreciate you, Stacy. bless you. Nathan, thank you for being faithful. Let me see here. More folks. Jimmy, bless you all. Karen, love y'all so much. Thank you for being such a vital part. Love y'all. Bless you. Now I'm going to try to get out of here. I'm not sure I can do that even. It got big on me. I don't know what I pushed. That's so funny. Oh my goodness. I can't even get to the part to close out now. That's just so funny. It's just